Call village council order, please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Soma, here. Lerner, here. Hewitt, here. Wenzel, here. Hoover, here. Chanel, here. Beaky, here. Thank you. No further statement. This time we need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported to approve the agenda. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This time, open the floor to public statement regarding current agenda items only. This time, we'll need a motion to approve the consent agenda. Support. Motion's been made and supported to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. No unfinished business, no new business. Moving on into committee reports, infrastructure.
We had a meeting last week. The road project is going pretty good. Consumers got the poles all moved. They're just waiting for Charter and the phone company to move their lines so they can remove their old poles. 40% of storm sewer is done right now. I talked to Tom this morning. We found some more bad valves. It was like $27,000 over budget right now. So,
Well, just to clarify,
yeah.
the 27,000 that we're over, we found some stuff underground we didn't expect. There was that old wall that we removed. We broke a water main, that cost money to fix. None of that is including valves.
Okay.
So the valves that are going to be changed are coming out of the
water.
valve budget.
Okay.
So
Mr. Instrument this morning.
I needed time to understand why we were over, and that's why we're over.
Okay.
Not surprised.
Right.
And the next meeting is next week on the road.
Thanks, Bill. Finance management?
Nope.
Public safety will be meeting next week. DDA?
Scheduled for the 17th, I think.
We'll be meeting later this month. Planning?
We had a meeting last Tuesday. We approved a site plan for Mechanic Fields. They're putting up a 3,200 square foot pole barn. Adding filtration to it. They're going to be using it for drying and possibly going to be using it for processing and possibly growing. But right now it's just being kept to dry. Everything met what it should have met, so we gave them the okay to do it. We also went over our master plan. Got several pages into it, decided there's quite a bit to go over, and it was motioned to take time to go over it, reconvene at another time with any type of changes that we want to see in it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Thank you. Airport?
Nope.
Fire board?
We had 4 runs since the last meeting, bringing a total of 58 for the year. Next weekend, Sunday and Monday, is going to be a wetland training. They'll be using the different vehicles to go through the woods net, so drivers can learn how to go over the logs the right way instead of flipping them over and everything. The golf outing is May 13th. That's coming along pretty good. We've got a meeting next Monday on that, see where we stand at.
Where are they going to do the wetland?
I don't know, Kevin,
Jason Hendricks' property, I think.
Jason Hendricks property.
Because
Because they had 2 of them that they was looking at.
Okay.
New quarter tank for the tender was put on the other day. That was through the DNR grant, we got that through. And then the fire board meeting is next Wednesday at 6 o'clock.
Thanks, Bill. Task force?
We had a meeting on April 25th. We had Jake Galecki come in from the 4-wheel buy, come in to talk about his business. And let's see what's going on. Chamber reported dry try is September 30th, and they're seeking a grant for the ice rink. CDA reported reported that they're taking out the bricks on the boulevard. The library has an art fair this week. And then the Saginaw Ag reported that they have a dog show this past weekend. They were expecting 1,200 people. And the township reported that they're still working on the kayak launch project. And then I had to leave to go to the infrastructure.
Parks Committee?
No meeting.
Alright, moving on, in the public statement, any topic limited to 3 minutes. Questions for the board will be recorded and may be answered at the following meeting, ensuring that council members have enough time to confirm the accuracy of any answer. This shall not be interpreted as a means to initiate dialogue or debate. First up, we have Karen Richardson. Please state your name, full address for the record.
Hi, I'm Karen Richardson. My address is 705 East Broad Street. This is just an idea, nothing written in stone. Has anybody ever thought about getting a movie going again, a movie theater?
That would be a question for the Broad Street events.
Okay.
You're talking the ones they used to do outside?
I was talking about a movie theater.
Oh.
Years and years ago, that we went there.
Great. I have not heard anything.
It's just an idea. Thank you.
Yep. Terry Frankel, please. Jane and Andy Heineke.
I'm just here because I know I read in the paper about the problem with the drag queens coming in, and I don't know, is this the time that I speak on it or give my opinion? I don't understand what the big problem is. To me, it's always been entertainment. You know, years ago, there's enough people in here, I know that remember Milton Berle or Flip Wilson. It was entertainment, and that's the way it's always been. I think if we start saying no to this kind of entertainment, then we're in danger of turning around and saying, okay, we're not going to watch classic films like Some Like It Hot or the classic movie at Christmas time, White Christmas, because there just happens to be Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye turning around and dressing up as women. Where do you start drawing the line? And again, it's entertainment.
Yeah.
Thank you. Howard Evanow?
Howard Evanow, 16700 Braves. Florence Uribe, she owned the Stone House, brought the idea for the Candle Walk to the Boulevard Association in the 80s. My family was a part of that. My dad was the chairman. All the other members were people from the old home shops, Market Street Square, the Heritage House, obviously. I can't promise you all those people would be super excited about this brunch, but I can tell you they would be proud that the Candle Walk still exists. My Uncle Greg, when he got his Volunteer of the Year award, the plaque featured a picture of him working with the Candle Walk. There were 22 grandkids in my family. We all worked there. The family, that event is part of our family. My cousin Amanda wants that experience for her children, for my children, so she decided to do something about it. She was told no at first because you can't close N57 down like you used to, so she found another way, and I'm proud of her for that. These last 2 years, the Candle Walk has been successful. It's been beautiful. My kids loved it. It took me back to when I was a kid, but like everyone in this room knows, that stuff costs money. She came up with a creative way to raise money and awareness for the festival. It sold out instantly. The people that will be attending that brunch are doing so voluntarily. They're excited to be there. It's being held in a closed-door room in a privately owned business. Only adults are allowed in. There is no physical danger or threat to anyone's well-being. So please, if you're upset about this, just ask yourself, why is it such a big deal? More importantly, ask yourself, what do you expect the council to do about it? They don't have any part of it. And as far as I know, there's no law or ordinance that would allow them to intervene even if they wanted to. I'm here to ask anyone that's upset about it to please just let it be. And come to the Candle Walk. I'm sure it will be better than last year, especially if we remember why we're all there. It's a time for community and inclusion, and it's a time to set differences aside. I really hope you're all there. Thank you.
Thank you, Howie. Chris Fischler?
Right there. Or you can just.
I
Trish Mishler, 101 Drive. I agree a lot with how he just said, how we're, I guess. You know, the Candle Walk is a really cool event. It was like a little town Americana last year. It was so cool. And I know how hard it is to raise funds to do anything as part of the committee that put in that pedestrian walk bridge. And it's a struggle to raise money. And you always try to be creative. You always try to reach all the different interests in the town, you know, so everybody's touched. I think, you know, congratulations for trying something new. I was part of the people that just flocked down to the park to watch that Elvis impersonator. He's just pretending, just like anybody else that's entertaining. They're just pretending. So you don't have to go. My main concern was the water tower. I was wondering, is there a plan for cleaning the mold and the rust spot over here in the?
We have a maintenance contract on it.
Is that rust?
It's probably. It gets repainted, what, every 5 years or so?
Something like that.
So it is on the.
Yes, we have a ongoing maintenance agreement. Make sure that thing is always fixed.
I am trying to figure out when it'll be next. I'm working on that. I don't know when it will be. The company's a little hard to get a hold of right now. So.
That it? Karen Potter, I think? 771 East Broad.
Yep, that's correct. Karen Potter, 771 East Broad. Thank you for letting me speak this evening. I appreciate it. This is my first time at your council meeting, and I do appreciate all of your service, because as a former elected official myself, I know it's a lot of work, and it's never fun when people show up in droves to tell you what they think, and there's not a lot you can do about it. I am here to speak about the drag show. I do appreciate community activities. I've long been a fan of community enrichment. In fact, I've run nonprofits and had to raise funds myself. I understand how difficult it is. However, as a Christian, I do not think that the drag show is in good taste. And the reason for that is that it's a family event, so it just feels a little off. Now, that being said, I do stand and support our Constitution and our right to have private events. And this is a private event, so I'm not imposing my views on someone else. I do just want to make it known to this council that I do believe that that is just not in good taste. One thing I do want to say, though, is I do draw the line where tax dollars are used for this event. So if tax dollars are going to be used for this event, I would like our council here to consider the public's opinion on that event and whether or not it should be used. I don't know if tax dollars have ever been given to the Candle Walk, so if not, then that's fantastic, because again, it's a private event and private citizen. However, if tax dollars do end up being donated to the event, then I do think we have a problem, because I do not support my tax dollars supporting an event like that. Again, I do support people's right to participate in private events. However, as a Christian, I do take offense to this issue because it is a Christmas event and it's for families. And I work in the industry that fights sex trafficking and human trafficking and sexual exploitation. And from time to time, these shows can be very provocative and sexual in nature. So I do just want to express that concern, and I do hope that everyone here understands my heart. I do believe that people have the right to do those things, but I unfortunately do disagree with the event. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Wes Potter?
Romans 1:22 through 32. Claiming to be wise, they are fools, and exchange the glory of the immortal God for images resembling mortal man and birds and animals and creeping things. Therefore God gave them up into the lust of their hearts to impurity, to the dishonoring of their bodies among themselves. Because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worship and serve the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this reason, God gave them up to dishonorable passions. For the women exchanged natural relations for those that are contrary to nature. And the men likewise gave up natural relations with women and were consumed with passion for one another, men committing shameless acts with men and receiving in themselves the due penalty for their error. And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God, God gave them up to a debased mind to do what they ought not to be done. They were filled with all manner of unrighteousness, evil, covetousness, malice. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, maliciousness. They are gossips, slanderers, haters of God, insolent, haughty, boastful, inventors of evil, disobedient to parents, foolish, faithless, heartless, ruthless. They know God's righteous decree, and those who practice such things deserve to die. A drag show to raise money for Christmas is offensive to God.
Thank you. Marshall Weisenberger,
I
Pelta.
pass.
Okay. Diane Gwert.
Diana Gwert, 290 East Liberty. I think we have to remember we're Chestnut. We're a family. We all do the best we can. I don't believe judgment, whether it's from your church or whatever belongs in this room. You have a committee of young people that work very hard to come up with different ways to raise money. And those that are opposed, okay, you're opposed, don't go. I think we need to remember, if you want to help with this Christmas event, which Christmas means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, donate to help the committees out so they don't have to work so hard to come up with different things to do. I know Amanda last year had signs all over the place after the event. She still was asking for donations and struggling. So I tip my hat to her because she juggles a lot, even with her dad's Thanksgiving run and everything. And Howie, I appreciate your family being involved for so many years, and I appreciate everything you said. I just think we need to remember we're Chestnut, and we should not judge. If you don't believe in it, fine, don't go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shelley Rupel English. Okay. Mike Navarre. All right, at this time, does any council member have a statement? Well, I'm going to kick it off. I would like to thank the Kiwanis for the awesome fishing. I wish the weather would have been nicer, but
We still had a great turnout.
Yep. And those
A lot of
breeders.
fish. I think we had like, gosh, I wish I could remember. I want to say 88 fish or something like that. It was quite a few. It was 88 fish to 102 participants.
There we go.
I mean, that's wildly successful for fish catching.
And those weirs, both of my boys caught smallmouth bass out there. One of them was pretty good size. When bass season opens, we'll be there.
Hopefully that means you put it back.
Oh, yeah. Take a picture.
Notice the way it's on the left.
Any other council member have a statement?
Sure. First, I want to congratulate Friends of the Shiawassee River. Last week, Eagle handed out grants, 26 grants throughout the state, to local governments and nonprofit organizations for stream cleanup and monitoring through the Michigan Clean Water Corps. And they got one. Secondly, where as a society have we gone off the rails? What has happened to human decency? In the past week, misguided anger has boiled over for an event that, quite frankly, does not affect people personally. As with anything in life, if you don't like something, you don't do it. If you don't like horror movies, don't watch them. If you don't like certain foods, don't eat them. I am at a fundraiser on Saturday, but it's on the other side of town, and it's for the football teams. And it seems today that it is more common than ever that people believe that if they have an opinion, that view should just be accepted no matter what. And that's not acceptable. I have friends that have different opinions than myself, and that's the end of it. We don't push it on each other. We agree to disagree. I understand that social media and the internet has made it easy to say horrible and vile things, believing that there's no repercussions for it. And it's sad that we live in a world like this. Acta non-verbal. Actions, not words. Character should be most important today. I really don't care if you're black, white, liberal, conservative. Doesn't matter to me if you have money or not, who you choose to date, what kind of job you have. What matters is if you are a decent person or not. Your actions show your true character, and that's what should matter. And as of late, there have been many horrible actions from people that don't even know one another. But because their opinion differs, the need to be horrible seems to arise and try to show one opinion is more important than the other. I've read people that are accusing the people of running this event and or attending it are being judged as sinners. But isn't being judgmental a sin in itself? Some of the comments thrown at people running this fundraiser or attending, and they are being vilified and judged by others that might not even know them. We as a human race need to get back to being more tolerant, accepting of different people having different opinions. Less about condemning those that differ from each of us. For instance, and most importantly, I still talk to my friends that are Michigan State fans. So we should all be able to get along at some point.
I agree with Steve.
About the Michigan State?
Yes.
Anybody else?
I just want to thank the community. This past weekend, Kiwanis threw another event. We, for the first time, threw a mother-son event. Yeah, it was pretty successful. We had 171 participants show up for the very first one. I don't know if we could have squeezed anybody else in that room. Hosting a mother-son event is far, far different than hosting a daddy-daughter dance. Those boys are wild. Very wild. As a mother of 4 daughters, I had no idea how wild. But it was successful, and as a council member, I want to thank the community for supporting Kiwanis. And as a Kiwanian, I also want to thank the community for supporting us. 2 weekends back to back. They were both successful, so thank you, everyone.
The airport's gun and dice show went really well. I'm guessing that at the meeting coming up, we'll hear some more details, but when I was there seemed to be good flow, good amount of people and participation, so for a small... Yeah, you know, semantics. But, I mean, overall, in the time I was there, it looked like they had a good plan for a small showing. I think there was like 15 tables, but it was well attended, and it was safe, and everybody was having a good time generally while they were there, too. So.
I didn't get any complaints about that one.
No, likewise.
Right.
The only thing I saw was people didn't think it was advertised enough. A lot of people didn't know what was going on.
They did.
You live and learn. It was the first time. So.
That's because you were at the flag football game.
Hey, I had to watch my daughter kick some butt.
You know, it's funny, my daughter was on the other side of the field.
Oh, that's who she's hanging out with.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Alright. Moving on into village staff reports, interim admin report.
This is the reason everybody's here, right?
Yeah.
Collard Concrete is the ones working uptown right now. That'll hopefully be done on Friday. They're replacing all that brickwork with sand concrete. So parking tomorrow will be even less uptown. So just so you know, hopefully Friday it will be done. We talked about construction on South Front Street. It's going well. Next 2 weeks they'll be working on the storm sewer. Street bond closes on May 4th. That's Thursday. We're on schedule for that, so we should have our money on May 4th. Something like $950,000 minus some fees, so it's quite a bit of money. We started planning the Beautify Chesaning program today with the high school. Last year we had about 150 high schoolers all over town in the parks, painting, picking up sticks, trash, leaves. They did a great job. We're planning that again. I think we're going to have over 200 kids this year working on that. The fence posts at the uptown here at the building that collapsed around that, we poured the posts. We're waiting for them to settle, and then we can put the new fence on, hopefully next week. Country Boys are also had their fence posts poured, waiting for them to settle. Like we are up here, then we can have the fence up. And we are still working on the ARPA grant with the county. They wanted to split us into 2 grants, one for the township, one for us. I don't know why they decided that, but it kind of slowed it down. Hopefully we'll have that money soon so we can start on these kayak launches.
Thanks, Tom. Yep. Police report?
I never got one, so.
I know, I saw something.
She sent it quite late, it's in your email. I got one in my email.
Alright.
I didn't look at it.
Moving on into the marijuana ordinance work session. I still have not heard back from the attorney. I'll probably ping him later this week.
I called him today and he said he will finish them this weekend, hopefully, and have it by next week.
Great. Anybody else have anything?
Does somebody want to read the piece? Because I don't have it in my email.
I still don't get the email for that either.
I asked her for it, so she must not like me because I got like her for it.
Wrong email, hang on.
I got those stuff to read.
Did you
A few
get it?
people did some bad things.
I thought I saw it.
Everybody look down.
So last month we had 90 traffic stops.
There it is. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
22 citations. Maybe this is kind of cut off.
Yeah, it messes up, but then you go down, you can see all the different things that happen.
Alright.
7 of which were alarms, 1 arrest, which was a felony, 3 warrant arrests, 1 assault. I'm old. 6 officer assists, 17 assist with medical. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, either public assist or other departments assist. 1 citation issued, 3 civil infractions, 1 court appearance, 1 dead animal. Sorry, the deer ran out in front of me. 40 departmental orders. Follow-ups, foot patrol, 736 premise checks, 90 traffic stops, and other numbers are small here and there throughout other categories. And this page won't open. There's nothing there. That seems to be the highlights of what documents will open that she said.
Motion to adjourn.
Support. Motion's been made and supported to adjourn. All those in favor signal by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
I have my